blow your fucking brains out. Give me all your bananas, mate. Having a bit of a laugh. It's cold today. Got the old winter thing on. Quick video here. Someone said, can you please respond to TVO Tim?
Exactly what I do. I encourage them to test it for themselves.
Listen to this.
For instance, I can't eat a lot of bananas. But there are people that say, I eat 30 bananas a day. And I eat 15 bananas before I run. If I have more than 2, I'm in big trouble. So I eat small amounts of fruit at a time. I eat a lot.
Now, rate Tim. Tim's a good guy. Great athlete. I do find this... that I don't understand how Tim can be so fast as he is by thinking that you should eat 15 bananas before a 5k race or a hard hill run. That is like... Doesn't matter what you're eating that much volume of food in your little stomach before a hard run is like you have not enough blood in your lungs and legs and stuff to like get the oxygen going for your red blood cells. To eat that much food before a fast run, a hill run, like, and then go, bananas don't really work for me. I don't eat 15 bananas before I go do a fucking 5k race or a hard run because I know I'll be losing like a minute and a half, 2 minutes, and I'll be spewing up because the body doesn't want to have that much food when it's going to go hardcore. You don't need to have 1,500 calories in your stomach to run a 16 or a 17 minute 5k race. You're not going to burn 100 calories a minute. If you're doing a ultra marathon where the pace is very slow because it's 100 miles or 50 miles or whatever, then yeah, you can have 15 bananas beforehand. You can't do that for anything under half a marathon. Even a marathon, I wouldn't eat 15 bananas before a marathon. You're running on yesterday's glycogen. Now, I'm surprised Tim doesn't understand this concept yet. The energy we have in our physique, our bodies, is stored glucose from yesterday's carbohydrate intake. So you wake up, you do your marathon, and you're running on yesterday's glycogen. There's no need to have a big meal before a marathon. Before I do a marathon, I eat 4 dates per hour. And it's 3 hours, sub 3 hour marathon. It's only 12 dates. It's only like a handful of dates for the marathon. And I'm running on yesterday's glycogen and supplementing it with a little bit of glycogen, the sugars from the fruit you can only really absorb 1 gram of carbs per hour per kilo body weight. So to consume more than that when you're doing hardcore physical activity is pointless because you can't absorb it. Okay, so there's no point eating more than that during physical performance of a high level. And a marathon, you're going pretty full on. 5k, you can't have 15 bananas in your stomach. I'm very surprised Tim doesn't know the concept yet. Another one, quick question, was that species-specific design. I disagree with that in that I do believe that humans are the one species we can interbreed. Just as a great white shark eats the same as another great white shark, or a tiger shark, or a peregrine falcon. A peregrine falcon in Australia eats the same as a peregrine falcon in New York, or Bangladesh, or, Surrey Downs in UK. Peregrine falcons live on pigeons. They live on birds. There's no vegan or fruitarian peregrine falcons out there. One species, one diet for one species. I do believe that everybody does best in a fruit-based vegan lifestyle. But mentally, no. Because if people go to dinner having bananas for dinner, they're just fucking, a lot of people are emotionally crippled because of all what people are going to say or their belief system go, if I eat that, I won't have enough. I remember back in the day when I was getting into health and fitness, I had my brand cereal, put some sugar on top, and then I went to get the milk out of the fridge and I ran out of milk. And I was freaking out. I was like, I'm not going to have enough protein to be strong all day today. And so I was mentally crippling myself. I was mind-fucking myself. So if you put someone on a fruit diet who doesn't know about human physiology, they're going to go, oh my God, it's a voodoo curse. And they're just going to I went riding with Lance Armstrong one time. I went for a training ride with Lance Armstrong. And I saw a mate out there. I'm like, oh, come on, get on the back, go out with Lance and cruise around. And he's like, I won't be able to keep up. And he couldn't. He couldn't keep up. When he normally could, he's just sort of like the panic and the fear and the stardom, whatever, just froze his legs up, blocked his legs. He just couldn't hardly pedal. And then I went out another time with Lance, went out a few times, and some guys caught up with us. One of the guys were crashing uphill. They were like, just fucking freaking out, and they hit a fucking gutter and crashing uphill, man, up the freeway, up the old freeway, so in Adelaide. So it's just, you're mentally like freaking out. Now, there's a difference between being able to do something and not doing it. Like, you can't jump off a cliff and fly, okay? But if you can do something you normally can do, but in your mind you say you can't for whatever reason, then you won't be able to do it. So when people mentally, they can't do this lifestyle, man, because it's so far out of the box for most people. They don't have the support. Think, like, I can make anyone into a successful YouTuber or whatever, a successful athlete, doing well, fit and really lean and fit, like Freely's physique. I can get any female doing that. But mentally, not many people can do it because they're scared of the extra attention or what their family's going to think, or just they can't handle the emotional stuff that comes with that. So the fruit diet's the best. It's a species specific for sure. But mentally, people are like, they can't handle it. They just they can't. They're freaking out. So species specific diet. That's what it is. Horses all eat the same. Humans should all eat the same. We don't, because of all the governments and the traditions and all the addictions and all that bullshit. Sharks of the same species all eat the same. There's no fruitarian sharks. Lions eat all the same. Okay? Peregrine falcons eat all the same. There's no exceptions. So for someone to say humans are the only exception in the world based on blood type, hair colour, height, sex, that's bullshit. Because no other animal in nature eats a different diet from its same members and its same species that it can interbreed with. Correct me if I'm wrong. A goat cannot breed with a dog. Goats don't eat meat in nature. I mean, I could be wrong. Goats run down deers and they eat the deers and horses and stuff like that. And there's maybe situations of starved goats eating eggs or whatever. But you know what I'm saying? In normal, natural situations, there is a species-specific diet. I'm sure you could trick a shark into eating some coconut. Put a bit of tuna oil on it and chuck it in. I'm sure you could do that. But I'm talking in nature, under normal conditions. That's what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about bestiality and all that stuff. That's another video. Does that make sense? If you eat too much food before a run, you're going to feel sick. It doesn't matter if it's bananas, mangoes, watermelon, or Vitabrits. You eat more than that much food before a run, a fast run, you're going to feel sick. A slow all-day run, eat till you're about to vomit, that's okay. But if you're doing a fast run up a hill, you can't eat much, man, because the blood's going to be in your gut. Second one, we live on a species-specific diet. That is how it is. Emotionally, for a lot of people, it's not. I agree 1,000%. Emotionally, this is not for everyone. Physiologically, physically, chemically, biochemically, 100%. But emotionally, no fucking way. Most people would rather die, unfortunately, than change their diet. Most people would rather die than go from a hot dog to a vegan soy dog. They would rather, honestly, I've met people, they're like, Harley, you've shown me the China study, you've shown me all these books, Dr. Esselstyn, Bernard, reverse my diabetes type 2. I understand that. Thank you for sharing with me, but I'll be honest with you, mate. I would rather fucking die or stay diabetic, shoot up after every meal the rest of my life than change my diet and eat like you. But I appreciate the effort, Harley. I'm like, hey, cool. So that's where I'm coming from. That's my perspective. That's my experience. Don't eat too much food before a run. And yes, there is such thing as species-specific design. Thanks for watching.